It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That, of course, is Great White there from their Let It Rock release with Hand on the Trigger. And we started things off tonight with something brand new from L.A. Guns, The Devil You Know, with Stay Away. Stay away because I got my hand on the trigger. And a guy who could be trigger happy at times, at least with his mouth. My good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
I'm back.
I'm not back. Dead. All the concern, all the love and the concern and the the outpouring of emotion.
I'm going to tell you, I counted before the show, right before the show, I went to Facebook and I counted 14, and I count them 14 dummies that asked the same question that I swore I would never answer again. Is there a show tonight? 14 fucking messages. Is there a show tonight?
Well, people plan their entire Saturday night around this show, and if one of us was going to duck out for some reason and whatnot, it's just like, well, I'm not going to ruin my whole evening by not having a show. I got to make other plans.
If it's not on Facebook that there's not a show, then there is one.
Right.
Get it through your fucking heads.
And here we are.
Jesus. Yeah, how about that? It didn't say that there wasn't going to be a show tonight, and guess what? We're here.
Yeah. Well,
how did that happen?
Last week was a little short notice. I know that you were, trying to prep yourself most of the day, trying to get the pain to ease, but you just couldn't make it happen. And about an hour and 45 minutes before the show started, it was just like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck that. And tonight ain't. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I'm not going to lie to you there. Those, it's like a giant pillow that's like a back support thing. It has like arms on it that, for back support and stuff.
Yeah, it's something you put in your bed.
Yeah, well, I have it on the floor here so that I can very, very gently pad my foot, and every other break I'm going to be icing it to keep it fucking numb. So, I figure between keeping my foot numb and keeping it off the floor, I should be able to wing it for one night show.
You'll be Kip tonight. You'll be Kip Winger.
Yeah.
Kip winging it.
I am. And you may on the video see some video in this room and some in the other room, because the other room is way more set up for me to be just kind of laying around.
Right.
But who knows? We'll see how it goes tonight. But I mean, right now, not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. And, can't not do the show forever.
Right. Well, you better either saw your foot off or make it get better.
Dude, it's getting better. It's just, it is what it is. It is a torn tendon. And, when you tear a tendon, it fucking hurts for a long fucking time. Yeah. They said, they're saying 3 to 6 weeks, and it's been 2.5 weeks. Yeah. So, I still got a ways to go before this thing is going to be done. And it certainly ain't done right now. It still feels like somebody just took a baseball bat and hit me in the heel.
Ouch.
Fucking hurts.
I hear you.
But whatever. Is what it is, man. You either deal with it or you don't.
Right.
I'm not going to whine about it. I've been through worse.
That is true. You are one of the very few people walking around today that you can actually say, I've had worse.
Yeah, I can always, no matter what if I got my arm chopped off, I could still say, yeah, I've had worse.
Yeah, you remind me of the Black Knight on Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
I've had worse. I've had worse. I took your leg off. It's just a scratch.
Look at Assfire in the chat room. THC, Chris, believe me, if I had any access to weed in this house right now, I would be smoking it on the air. Because I would definitely be getting high and doing the show high tonight, just to ease this shit. But
sure.
Now instead it's coffee and a cane. That's what I'm doing. I'm back to the cane, if you can believe that.
Coffee and a cane.
Yeah. Remember I told you it was feeling better and I was limping around and starting to feel a little better, like during the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone.
Well, you pushed it too soon.
I did. I aggravated it by. Well, when I tell the story about what happened to me on Thursday night, then it'll make sense that when I jumped on it and pretty much re-aggravated it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
So,
Well, spring is finally here. I was actually able to go out of the house without a coat today.
oh, look at you.
Yeah. I've been wearing a coat every day because every day that I leave for the house in the morning, it's still like 24 degrees.
Right.
And it warms up to like a balmy 48 during the day.
Yeah.
But today it was actually 71 degrees today.
Yeah, it was pretty warm here too. I don't know what it was outside, but it was warm enough that I took the necessary 3 hops over to my air conditioner and turned it on.
Wow. How about that?
And then 3 hops right back into bed.
There you are. There you are. Well, being that it was a warm day and sunny out, and I would feel really guilty if I didn't actually get outside and enjoy the day.
Yeah.
I set out about the day feeling patriotic,
Okay.
feeling like I need to celebrate life as an American in this great country.
Okay.
Somewhere where we can exercise our rights that are given to us through God and the Bill of Rights.
Okay.
And I today felt inspired to exercise my Second Amendment.
Oh, buy or shoot?
My friend,
Oh!
I have bought the Smith & Wesson Dirty Harry 44.
Look at that motherfucker. Holy shit. That's a scary looking weapon. Holy shit.
That would be what the guys in Pulp Fiction would say. That was a goddamn hand cannon.
Look, I'm shaking with you aiming it at the camera, for God's sakes.
So there it is. There's the new arsenal to the collection.
Nice. Look at that thing. Holy shit. I wouldn't even want to be pistol whipped by that.
Yeah, this thing is heavy.
I was gonna say, what's it weigh?
Boy, I'm gonna say it's probably. I'm gonna say it's just shy of 2 pounds.
2 pounds?
Yeah, yeah. It's very weighty.
It looks like a big old heavy fucking chunk of metal. Hey, easy. I take my wallet.
So
I may be 500 miles away, but
so those of you who will have the pleasure of seeing the video that Chris will post probably tomorrow,
yeah,
you will get to see the new find and the new buy.
that is a sweet looking little hand rocket.
Yes, it is.
Rocket launcher, and that's what that is too.
It is.
Holy shit!
So as you predicted a couple of weeks ago, I had to sit and think. And I sat and thought, I go, you know what? God damn it. I'm going to get myself something nice today.
that is a sweet gun. Holy smokes!
Yes, it is.
That's real nice.
Yeah.
Now, where will you keep it?
I'll keep it alongside my bed.
All right, unboxed and loaded, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have kids running around or anything, so, it's not like anybody's going to touch it except for the cleaning ladies, but I'll put it up when they come in.
Right, you'll have it ready for some asshole to fucking break in at 2 in the morning, huh?
Yeah, either that or an ex-girlfriend or a stalker.
Probably more likely those than the criminal.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody that is out looking gunning for me, but at least I'll be ready.
You almost left me in Pittsburgh. Oh, never.
Oh
mind.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So anyway, I was inspired by Caitlin Bennett.
Wow.
Who's been out and about this past week, just putting a mic in people's face, and it's amazing to me. And we've talked about her before here on the show, but she was in Cleveland, as I sent you a video of her asking about the Chief Wahoo thing.
Right.
Did you see that? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
And then she was in Columbus for some rally, and then she was up in Grand Rapids for Trump's rally up there. And
where does she live? Does she live around here?
She lives in Kent.
Does she live in Kent? I didn't know where she lived.
doesn't. She lives like 10 minutes from you.
Oh, no kidding. Why don't we get her on?
Well, I'll reach out to her, see if she wants to jump on.
See if she feels ballsy enough to bring her gun over here. We'll bring her in live studio.
Sure, why not?
It's no InfoWars setup, but it's close.
Yeah. Well, the thing with her, and as ballsy as she is, she's only I think she's only 24.
Right.
But boy, I tell you, she is brave and ballsy. But here's the thing: this is what I don't get about people in general. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's just a small, kind of a petite gal, and she's just out there talking to people. She's not harassing anybody. She just walks up and asks them a question, and if they don't want to talk to her, she just kind of moves on to the next person. Yeah. Well, what I don't get about, especially the intolerant left, I don't know why people feel that they can physically assault her.
I don't know.
You know, try to smack at her microphone or whack at the camera guy or, you know, just push her away or whatever. It's just like, what gives you the right to just assault somebody?
No. What kills me is that there's nobody that takes up for her, like right behind it. Like when somebody does assault her, that there's not another guy that just starts whooping some ass. Because that'd be me. That would be, if I saw that, if anybody, if I, you know, and I've stepped in on shit before, like in a store or something where I've seen a dude push his chick or whatever, and I'll step in on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you, dude. You know, fucking knock it off, you cunt.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is some of the stupid things that people say, especially when she's in Ohio, she's made it very clear that she does have an open carry permit.
Sure.
And people ask her, "Are you carrying today?" And she goes, "Well, why do you want to know?" Well, yeah. I don't feel safe around you because you never know when a wacko like you is just going to whip your gun out and start shooting.
Really? Is there a requirement that says that you have to feel safe around me?
Well, that's the whole thing. It's just like, well, see, that just goes to show you how goofy people are, that usually it's not the law-abiding gun owners that are just out there shooting the place up.
Right.
It's just somebody who probably shouldn't have a gun and probably doesn't own it legally that are out there shooting the place up. But to say to her, especially since she's made it very clear who she is and what she believes in, I don't feel safe around you because you might whip your gun out and start shooting the place up.
How about if I take the anti-angle here and say, good, you should never feel too safe around anybody. You should always be a little bit on guard of everybody.
Yeah.
That, you know, that way nothing happens to you because you're on guard.
Exactly.
You should always look when I enter a room, nobody should feel fucking completely safe. I'm glad that people aren't sure that I'm not going to fucking lose my mind and throw somebody out a window.
Right.
I'm happy about that because if you start feeling, well, I'll give you an example, dude. When you go to like a store, a grocery store, not that either one of us does that often, but
yeah.
But when you go to a grocery store, do you feel completely safe or are you constantly on a
swivel?
I'm
always on the lookout. Always.
Me too. How about in a restaurant? Do you watch everybody come in?
In fact, I seat myself, so exactly. I'm always seated to where I got the best view of the place.
And that's not because you're scared as much as you're vigilant.
That's basically it. Yeah. When I go to a restaurant and if I'm being seated somewhere or if I have the choice of seat, I always position myself to where I can see and got the best view of the place.
Yeah. Anybody that just blindly trusts everybody and anybody is a fucking idiot.
I agree.
Anybody.
I agree.
You know, I mean, look, my best friends in the world, I trust, but I don't trust them fully. Me and you. I doubt you trust me 1,000. In fact, I know for a fact, when me and you are together, you probably 80% trust that I won't do something fucking nutty.
Right, but I'm always ready if you do.
Exactly.
Because I've seen it happen.
Of course. And that's okay. Because therefore, you don't ever get sucked into my shit.
Right.
You know, if nothing else, I mean, forget the violent stuff. Just you don't ever get sucked into my shit because you're always vigilant about it.
Right.
You know, that's how everybody should be about everybody. You should always be kind of on the lookout and kind of hoping that you hope nothing goes wrong, but you're ready if something does.
Yep.
You know, this fucking safe space thing is ridiculous. There is no safe space. You know, we're fucking, 90 minutes away from being nuked to death by the Russians or whoever?
Yeah, pretty much.
So how can you fucking feel safe about something that you won't even know is coming until you got like a 30-second head start to fucking get in your car and go somewhere?
Exactly.
So stop it. Stop feeling like you need to be safe. You're not safe. You're a fucking, whatever those pulse things are away from your whole world changing if they just blow up all your electronics.
Exactly. That's true, too.
People are too big of fucking pussies.
So anyway, that's my new purchase today.
Mm-hmm.
That's set me back exactly $1,000 today.
Wow. That's not really bad, though. $1,000?
$1,000.
How much were the rounds?
44 for a box.
For what, 20 or 50?
50.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yep. Hollow points.
Hollow, nice.
I got the high-powered hollow points. He says, "You want the soft lead or you want the hollow points?" Hollow points.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I didn't buy this not to do damage.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I got.
When are you gonna take it to the range?
Maybe next Saturday.
All right. Gotta get some video of that, dude. Gotta get some video.
Well, the fortunate thing is if I look out my window here in the studio, I can actually see the building where the range is.
Oh, okay.
That's how close it is. My range is literally 1,000 yards from my house.
Okay.
They got a nice indoor range.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Make sure you take some video for the CMS page. I'm sure that people would love to see you shooting guns.
Sure.
And some will like to fucking flag you as, this guy's making me feel uncomfortable being on the net.
Right.
He's brandishing a weapon. He might shoot me.
Yeah. So I was at the Bass Pro Shop today. That's where I bought it.
Okay.
And the young guy that was helping me out there, I was looking at the guns and stuff, and just, I had my mind set on this one, but I just wanted to make absolutely sure. So I was looking at the various ones. I did look at the Judge.
Right.
And I checked that one out, and then I put that one back, and then I looked at this one twice, actually. And then this one just kept calling my name. I said, yeah, I'm going to go with that one. And the guy who was helping me out, he goes, he says, that's a really good look for you. I said, what's that? He says, just your whole demeanor. He said, there's something about you, man. Are you like, should I know who you are or something? So I said, I don't know if you know who I was, but I told him what I do. Oh my God, dude, I knew there was something special about you.
Yeah. Dude, you should have just gone with the Dog the Bounty Hunter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need this because my wife Beth just went in to have cancer.
I did get the Dog the Bounty Hunter on Twitter today.
Of course you did.
I was twittering with Tracy Guns today.
Oh yeah? What's he doing?
Well, he just had put out a little thing that the local rock station still won't play LA Guns, KLOS.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so I just twittered back. I said, don't worry, Tracy. The classic metal show still gives LA Guns plenty of love, and also your other projects as well.
And he said, who?
No, he knew. He knows me. And so then it says, so I get this one from somebody commenting, CMS Neeley got the whole Dog Bounty Hunter thing going on. Really?
Good.
That's funny.
Yeah. Now you got a cancerous wife that's about to drop dead.
Is she sick?
I saw she just got admitted, like rushed to the hospital today with some cancer related something. So.
Yeah. I don't follow any of that stuff, so I wouldn't know. But anyway, it was kind of interesting. So as soon as that guy, got to talking with me, he goes, dude, what show that I like to watch? I like to look on YouTube because I watched that, what's his name, that Eddie Trunk.
Oh, he's great.
So I had a couple of pictures on my phone last time I was with Eddie, and I said, you mean this guy here? Man, I knew you would know that guy.
Oh, you're the coolest.
I said, yeah, I know Eddie. Who else do you know, dude? Do you ever run into anybody really cool?
Yeah, all the time.
Man, you must have been to some outrageous parties.
Oh yeah, you especially, Mr. Party.
And it was pretty good though.
It's funny.
He was good. He was a good sales guy, and he was like, man, that's just really cool. That's just a really good look for you, man. That whole look you got, that's gun and everything, that's badass. That's too funny, man.
Too funny.
Yep. Well, you had some adventure this week.
I did. So I I'm gonna backtrack about what was it, like 5 years ago when I did that it was one of the first solo shows I did with John.
Okay.
And we talked about what a horrendous driver I am.
Yeah. You talked about how you wreck so many of your cars, and you just can't keep a nice car. And when you bought your current car,
right,
which, you bought a nicer, more luxury, a nice, more luxury sedan style car. You made a point that you were going to be very careful and try to preserve it.
I did. And I bought it in 2013, I think. It's a 2013 Nissan Altima. And I have kept that car in great shape. And you've seen it.
I have seen it.
And you've known me for a lot of years to know that every time you saw me, practically, I had a different hunk of shit that I was driving.
Well, hell, you even bought a car from me.
I did, and wrecked that one. Well, I didn't wreck that one. Actually, the ex did, but that one went right to hell as well. Every car I've ever had has been demolished. So with this car, I really have tried to take care of this car. I haven't hit anything, and that used to just be a thing, was I used to bump, light poles and shit on the roads and curbs, and I'm a bad driver. I used to be a very bad driver. I've really cleaned it up because I tried to take care of this car.
Right, absolutely.
I really have been trying to take care of this car. And for 5 years I've had no accidents. I've had nothing that I've hit. I've had no scratches on the car, nothing. I've done all my maintenance shit that I never did before. No more of this riding 200,000 miles on one thing of oil. None of that shit. Doing every 5,000, changing the oil, changing the brakes and the drums and all that fucking bullshit that you're supposed to do. The plugs, the what are those? The wires, whatever.
Yep.
That hook to the plug.
The spark plug wires. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Done a tune-up every 2 years, and don't drive the car a lot, to be honest. Other than the 2 years that I went to Pittsburgh, that I was going back and forth to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Really haven't put. I got that car new. It's in 13. It's now 19, and I just broke 90,000 miles.
Okay.
So, and probably 70,000 of that was in those 2 years running back and forth every other day to Pittsburgh. So I probably last year I put like 4,000 miles maybe on my car.
when the average for average person puts about 12,000 miles a year.
But I don't go anywhere. I don't go to work. I don't even go to stores. I have them bring it to me now.
Right, of course.
So I don't really go a lot of places. I go to concerts and I go to dinner and I go to Kelly's to get high and drink and whatever. And that's about it. So the bottom line, I know I'm rambling, but the bottom line, I've taken care of this fucking car.
Right.
So my son Zach wanted to come in for wrestling this weekend. This weekend is WrestleMania weekend.
Okay.
So he wanted to come in, and it was an excuse for me, since I haven't been out of the house. I haven't even been off the bed in 2 fucking weeks. It was a good excuse for me to go out and actually see the business that I own.
Sure. Sure.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna drive out to Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go to Pinball, PA, and I'm gonna check the place, take a little walk through, come back, and then my son and I will spend WrestleMania weekend, watching wrestling and doing that kind of shit.
Yeah, doing guy stuff, doing toxic masculinity things.
Exactly. So I leave my house. I was supposed to go Friday morning, and because I basically slept all day long on Thursday, I woke up about 6:30 in the afternoon on Thursday.
Okay.
And I was like, I called my son. I said, you know what? I'm just going to come and get you tonight since I'm wide awake, because I don't like to drive at night because, it's at night and you get tired and whatever. And I like to play with the radio and shit, and combining that with the mountains and everything else, I might crash.
You're a distracted driver.
I really am. I really, and in the mountains and at night, and I'm not the guy that pays the most attention. So doing it at night in the dark is fucking a little more dangerous for me. So, but I was wide awake, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just go and get him. So I take off 7 o'clock or whatever, get my car, start down the road, and realize I'm just about out of gas. I have like a quarter tank of gas. So I was like, well, fuck, I'll just stop, get some gas. So I pull up to, I think it was Sheetz. Pull up to Sheetz, go to open the gas thing. What do you call that? The gas lid or whatever?
Yeah, it's the lever.
The lever.
The gas cover
or whatever.
Release. Yeah.
Well, on my car, the release is kind of, it's like right next to the door, like even to where your knee would be, I guess.
Okay.
Like on the bottom of the dash.
All right.
And right next to it is the hood latch.
The hood release.
The hood release.
So the gas cap release and the hood release are side by side.
They're side by side. So I reach under and I pulled the wrong one. I just, because you don't bend down to see what it is. You just kind of reach under there and, pull the lever.
Yeah, grab the handle.
Well, as soon as I pulled it, I realized it was the wrong one, because instead of a, like a soft.
Yeah, it was a clunk.
It was a clunk, which it's like, okay, well, it must be my hood. So I opened, I pulled the other one, go out, start the gas thing pumping, go out to the front of my car. I was like, all right, well, I'll just close my hood, right? I go and I start messing with the hood. The hood will not fucking come up at all. Like, I'm pushing on it, trying to get it to pop a little bit and whatever. Of course. It won't come up. So I even go to each side, because it has that I don't know what you call that rubber seal on the front.
Yeah.
That so that you can't dig your hands or something into it, or anything can get into it. But on the sides you can. So I go on the sides, each side, and I stuck my fingers in there and I tried to pop it up, and I couldn't pop it up. So I assumed
it's probably still latched.
Yeah, that it was latched, or maybe it had relatched when I first went out to the car and just pushed down on the front. So I finished doing my gas, and I get in my car and I take off, and I end up cruising down the highway. I'm fucking driving down the fucking highway, probably 80 miles an hour. All of a sudden, boom! This fucking huge fucking explosion type sound. And now the console inside the car comes flying out at me, like off the roof, flies down at me. Fucking, I can't see out the window. I'm scared as fuck.
Yeah, now you're driving blind.
I'm blind driving 80 miles an hour on the fucking freeway. And the hood blew itself open. And I was like, son of a bitch, and I'm like driving, I'm like bending all the way down, trying to see out this little gap that was probably 2 inches high underneath the hood.
Yeah.
To see where the edge of the road is. And I'm trying to mirror drive to make sure that there's no car on any side of me so that I can pull off the road, because I'm all the way in the fast lane.
Yeah.
I have to pull all the way off. So I pull all the way off of the road, and I stop, and I just sit there for a fucking couple minutes just to get my heart to stop fucking beating.
Well, at least you know your heart is healthy. It didn't give you a heart attack.
Holy shit, it scared the shit out of me, dude. And I mean, it was beating 900 miles an hour.
I'm sure it was.
I was like, fuck me. So I get out the car, and I get out and I look, and you know how your hood, it like opens to what, a 90-degree angle, I guess?
Well, not quite 90. It's more like a 60-degree angle.
Okay, Mr. Mechanic, whatever it is, it opens to a certain level.
Yeah.
Mine blew right past that, all the way to the fucking hood.
Yeah, to the windshield.
To the roof, to the windshield, to the roof of the car.
Yeah.
Fucked up my car in 15 different fucking places. It because it went further than it was supposed to, the back ends, the part that would be up when it's closed by the windshield.
Yeah.
Cut right through both fucking
Fenders.
quarter panels.
Yeah.
And the brackets are fucked up, and the hood is dented in, and the roof is dented in, and all the paint is fucking scraped off.
Wow.
I'm like, son of a bitch. So I was just like, but surprisingly, the hood closed. After that, I just pulled it back down and closed it and drove to Pittsburgh. Made it to Pittsburgh and made it back, and it stayed closed, and it is latched now, but I don't know what fucking happened. I really don't have any idea what happened. All I know is I'm sitting on probably a $2,000 repair bill. It's got to be, because I didn't send you the photos, but the edges of the quarter panels are goddamn razors now. Like, if you go by my car and you're just like kind of have your arms out, you will get sliced open.
Nice.
Because there's got these two fucking razors sticking up, and I might go out there tomorrow with a hammer and just put like a towel or something over it and bang those down a little bit, so it's not so dangerous. But
right.
I gotta go, and I'm gonna have to go and just get a bunch of shit fucking to fix it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take care of this car. It's only got 90,000 miles on it.
Sure.
I could probably get it runs without any problems. I could probably get another 50 or 60 out of it. So to put $2,000 into it is not a big deal. It's just fuck. Here I am trying to do right and and not acting my normal stupid asshole way, and it still fucks up. I can't win, man.
Well, that's one of those times when the old cliche, shit happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now my biggest thought is, do I call the insurance company? I have full coverage on the car, so they'll fix it. But, do I want the premium to go up? It'll be my first accident that's reported in 10 years.
Well, it's not really an accident. It's not a reportable accident. It's not there's a police report or you hit somebody.
No. It's a repair, though.
Yeah, it's a repair, but it's not an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to figure that part out.
Maybe you could consult with a body shop and get their input on it.
Yeah.
Ask them if it's worth getting the insurance company involved with it or not.
Right. Or just see if they can make it like $2,700 for a $2,300. I mean, no, I would never do that. That would be wrong. That would be wrong to upcharge $500 on my $500 deductible. Yeah. That would be terrible.
Yes, it would. Well, aside from the Achilles tendon and your hood blowing open and, the fact that you're here tonight, wow, it's quite an adventurous week.
Has been. And other than that, it's been nothing but TV. As I told you, I have become wildly addicted to the Trailer Park Boys.
Are you almost finished with the series, or you got a ways to go?
I finished season. Look, this is, you know how I always say I'm addicted to everything?
Yeah.
This is a clear example of my addiction running fucking wild. I honestly discovered the Trailer Park Boys finally because of the CMS.
Right.
The CMS chat room, to be specific. And even more specific, Jackal, who's not in the chat room right now. He's out there seeing Mott the Hoople, man.
Yeah, he's out there seeing Ian Hunter.
Yeah, he's out there fucking watching the hospice show or whatever it's called.
They'll be soon checking into that hospice that you shared with me earlier tonight.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is such an example of my addiction. I watched it finally after it. They have 12 years of it, or 13 years, because now there's an animated series.
Okay.
Just launched like a couple weeks ago. So there's 13 seasons of this shit. I finally watched my first ever episode last week. Because I always thought it was like Jackass, and I'm not so into Jackass, really.
Yeah.
Jackass is okay for like, I can watch like one stunt. I can watch fucking Steve-O staple his balls to his leg or something.
Right.
That's done. I can't watch like hours of that. So I always thought Trailer Park Boys was just kind of like the Canadian version of that.
Right.
So I just never really watched it. Well, since I had nothing to do but lay in my bed and fucking lay there and ice my fucking foot. I saw that it was there. I saw that they had 12 seasons. I was like, okay, this will kill a lot of time. So I started watching it. And then my addiction took over. I watched all 12 seasons, every episode. I think that's 120 episodes of the Trailer Park Boys.
Right.
And I then went online, looked them up. They have a podcast. I subscribed to that. And I downloaded all 189 episodes of the podcast, of which I'm now working my way through listening to.
So is the podcast a good listen?
It's pretty fun, yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I'll send you my login.
Okay.
But it's a good listen, and they do a video podcast too, which is fun. So, but my addiction has taken over. Now it's the only thing I could think about is the fucking dumb Trailer Park Boys. Too fun.
Yeah. Well, I binge watched last week, since we didn't have a show last week, I binge watched the Santa Clarita Diet.
How is that? It looks stupid, but
it's such a bizarre concept.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid it's funny.
Okay.
And surprisingly, I've never been a big Drew Barrymore fan.
Right.
But she's kind of hot in this thing.
Yeah, she looks better older.
Yeah, she does. She's actually looks better with age.
Yeah, she's aged pretty well.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny. It's a goofy premise, but I watched the new season last weekend. It came out, and it was just such a bizarre premise in that show. But if you've never seen it, there's 3 seasons.
Okay.
Available. So with your binge watching habits, if you get to the point of needing to watch something, you'll blow through that in 2 days.
Might be done by WrestleMania tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Somebody just posted this one in the chat room. I don't know if you've watched it yet. I did. Did you watch The Legend of Cocaine Island?
I did not.
That is a good watch. That's a documentary.
Okay, I'll check that one out.
And that guy, he's not as dumb as the dude that fucking blew his daughter's kidnapper or whatever.
Oh yeah.
From whatever that documentary was.
Yeah.
But this guy was just about as stupid. He was just about as stupid in the Cocaine Island thing. His deal was he had some treasure map on how to find some cocaine.
Okay.
And he hired people to go find it. He hired fucking undercover agents. They couldn't figure out why he went to jail. Fucking dummy. I love that Netflix is like, all right, here's another stupid fuck. Let's do a documentary on him.
Right. You gotta love. Now I know the golden age of television. I know you're a big fan, TV buff from back in the day, be it the Sanford and Son or All in the Family or any one of those.
Barney Miller.
Yeah. But is the selection and quality of TV better today than it was back then, or how would you rate that?
Dude, it's funny you bring that up. That actually came up in a Facebook discussion in this last week.
Okay.
There was an article with people complaining that they're complaining about Netflix, and they were saying, well, Netflix, I don't know if you even know this, but Netflix still does the mailing DVDs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could still have an account for $8 a month for the old school, get a DVD, watch it, throw it back in the mail, they'll send you the next one.
I didn't know they still did that, but okay.
I didn't know they did either.
All right.
But not only do they do that, but their selection is like 100 times more than the streaming.
Yeah, well, I get that part. Because, they just have a warehouse with DVDs. And with the streaming, they obviously have to have server space.
Right, and licensing.
And all that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so in this discussion that broke out on Facebook, people were complaining that, Netflix sucks, and there's just nothing to watch on TV anymore, and this and that. And I chimed in on that. I was like, you know what? There's way more to watch than there ever has been before.
Right.
There's actually, in my head, there's actually too many outlets to watch things. You know, there's so many outlets that you just can't watch everything that's good anymore.
Right.
So there's no quote unquote classic television stuff that's getting regarded as classic anymore because there's too much shit. You know, there's like I've talked on here about shows that I like on stuff that's not Amazon or Hulu or Netflix, you know, stuff like The Oath on Crackle. Right. You know, which is great stuff, but it's like an off brand. And then there's Pluto TV and there's Tubi TV and there's you know, there's 15 different, there's CBS All Access now where they're only releasing certain shows, like they're not releasing the Twilight Zone and the Star Trek except on their app. So you can't watch those, you know, unless you buy their app. And, you know, there's a lot of TV out there, a lot of good TV out there, a lot of shit out there too. Netflix is, I think if anybody's ever had their name in the newspaper, they're likely to get a documentary these days. It seems like every other week I see, hey, in this town in Idaho, there was a guy that skinned his knee on the hill. See, guy that skinned his knee on the hill on Netflix. Right. A 30-part series. Well, they need to do a comment or a documentary on the CMS. Dude, I honestly, and I've thought about that. I honestly believe if we hired an agency to pitch it, we could get that to happen. I truly believe that. When I see some of the bullshit that's out there, I totally believe that could happen. Sure. It would be boring, but it would, people would watch it. I know 40,000 that would watch it. Right. At least one episode anyway. Yeah, at least the first episode. Then they realized, man, Neeley and Chris, they got nothing going on. Yeah, they would need anything more than our Skype cameras. That's all the more. Neither of us goes anywhere. Yeah. It's not like you need a camera crew to follow us around anywhere. True. Yeah, you can follow me from this office to the back office. Go. Too funny. Hey, you're following me in my car to go get my groceries. And not go into the store and then come back. They would spend more time focused on my phone seeing what I'm playing than they would on what I'm actually doing. Right. So good. Yep. All right. Well, first hour is gone already, believe it or not. Jesus. And I didn't even get to make my big announcement. Well, are you going to make your big announcement? Yeah, I could make it. You want me to right now? I can. Or we could, you know, it's up to you. If you want to save it for a little bit later, we could do it later or whatnot. But when is Joe Cleon coming on? I just have to text him. Okay. He's probably closer to 11 my time, so another hour. All right. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. We'll take a short break. All right. Let people anticipate what you're going to announce. Oh, yeah. It's such a big fucking announcement. It's a big announcement. It's a big announcement. I know. I've been teasing it for 2 weeks for really no reason other than I just needed to. Just to stir up a little anticipation. Yeah. I mean, it is something. It is something. It is something, and it does involve the show and blah, 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 blah. But I don't think it's groundbreaking either. You know, and it's certainly not that I'm... Have you seen all the people that have answered the thread each day? I saw some of it. I haven't looked at it in a week or so, but I see some of the goof, answers. You're pregnant, or you're finally coming out, or you're transgender, or then of course I saw the ones. Is he leaving the show again? That was the other one that just cracked me up. I'm leaving the show. I got a book deal. I'm too big for the show now. It's like, what the fuck? Believe me, I will let everybody know in advance. It will not be like last time where it's like, okay, I'm here till 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, by the way, I quit. Yeah. It will not be like that when I do decide to leave. Just enjoy it while you have it. You probably, realistic, what are we at, 24 years? 24 years. You'll get at least one more. At the 25-year mark, then I'll start thinking about it. But what about you? At 25, are you going to think about it?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it as long as it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to do it till you die?
I don't know. As long it's not a chore for me. I look forward to it. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. Right. When it starts becoming a job and it's no longer fun and it's more drudgery than anything else, and that's the time to quit.
I love doing it, like the time 9 to 3. Yeah, I love. It's all that other time I don't love so much. It's the doing all the back end shit, the video stuff and whatever, which we do. I know I don't have to do, but I want to make the show good.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved in something that's fucking shitty. So I do it, but I don't love doing it. And I'll be honest, every single week at 7:30, I'm like, oh man, I gotta fucking get up. I gotta fucking go do this. I gotta wake up. I gotta have my energy right. I gotta, and even and that transition, and this is the hardest thing that I've had, because people, you know me, dude. I've told people honestly that I don't love doing it every single week. I love doing the show, but the whole process of the show, I don't love doing.
Yeah, there is some work, and even on Sunday for me when I'm cutting up the show, I sometimes drag that out till 7 o'clock at night before I even start on it.
Yeah.
I have to get motivated, got to get in the right headspace. Get to where I go, okay, I could sit here for about 3 hours and get this thing cut up and get it uploaded and name all the segments and put in the descriptions and
tag it.
Yeah, it takes work.
It does. But I don't know if it's probably more for me just because of the 1 hour extra, but I think it's probably the same for you as well. The transition back to regular hours on Sunday is a bitch. Being up and being alive until 3 o'clock in the morning is extremely hard for me. Not to be up till 3 o'clock in the morning, but to then transfer back into getting up the next day at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, because, and I make no secret about it. I drink a shit ton of coffee during the show, which means I almost never go to sleep at 3:05. I go to sleep about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning after the show, because I'm usually super fucking amped up, full of caffeine, and plus have what do they call it, stage juice.
Right.
I'm all amped up from doing the show, so then I can't go to sleep. So then I go to sleep at 7 o'clock, sleep maybe 2 hours or so, because I don't want to sleep all day, because then my whole system's all fucked up.
Right.
So it's that transition. You have to transition out of work mode into a whole different mode and then back to work mode in a 24, 36-hour spin.
Right.
And that's hard. It used to not be hard. Lately, for me, it's been getting harder and harder and harder. But here's what it is. I ain't going anywhere right now. I'll put that rumor to bed before we go to break. That's not the announcement that I'm quitting.
All right. Well, you had passed over this new Soto release.
Yes.
I have not listened to it, so I'm going to rely on you to pick a song.
All right.
So what should we play?
I'm going to go with Be Lie.
Be Lie. Okay.
It's a good one.
What is it you like about this?
Dude, this is typical Jeff Scott Soto music. It's exactly what he does. The Soto project is probably his heavier project of the 30 or more projects that I guess he's in these days.
Sure.
But this is more of his rock metal project than his AOR project. So it's just good sounding, straight up hard rock, heavy metal, light heavy metal type stuff.
Okay. So, all right. Well, the new Soto release is called Origami.
Yes.
And we're going to listen to a tune here. This is called Be Lie. We'll be back in a few minutes. So it's Jeff Scott Soto exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
This is Jeff Scott Soto, and you are listening to the Classic Metal Show. Now you better turn this up.